Welcome to the tournament briefing for the 2019 Bunnings National Touch Championships, being held in Rotorua from the 1st to the 3rd of March. Please ensure that you have read the manager's pack before taking part in the briefing. Touch New Zealand are pleased to welcome Bunnings Warehouse as our principal partners for the 2019 Nationals. We would like to extend our thanks to all our partners, SAS Sport, Bartercard, the Drug Testing Company, One Foundation, Indomie, Tech5 Recruitment, MyFM, Silver Fern and Recruit IT. Key contacts on site. For all inquiries regarding event logistics, results, protests, venue management and food vendors, please make contact with our tournament manager, Pam Hyde. She is contactable at Tournament HQ at the end of Field 6 in the white marquee. For all inquiries regarding live streaming, player bios, website and social media, please see our media and comms team led by Tamara Keefe. She will be available in the media tower in the stadium. For all disciplinary and judicial management, this will be led by Michael King, General Manager Operations. He is contactable via Tournament HQ. Tournament communication process. Please note, tour managers are the approved agent for communication on behalf of teams to tournament management and HQ. This ensures that all requests, inquiries and issues have provincial endorsement. During the course of the tournament, communication with tour managers will be predominantly via mobile or the on-field sound system. For any general tournament updates, an email will be sent out at night to all tour managers. For generic information, please refer to the Touch New Zealand website or the Touch New Zealand social media sites. On site, for any updates, the sound system will be utilised. Please ensure you listen out for any calls over the sound system. Results. Game results will be available on the results board situated by tournament control at the end of Field 6. Please allow 20 to 30 minutes following the round conclusion for the results to be up. The results will also be live on the Touch New Zealand website under the Events tab. Injury management. Medical assistance on site. St John's will be on site for the 3 days of the tournament. We will also have physio rehab available on site for injury management, recovery and prevention. Teams are required to provide their own strapping should they require this service. Alternatively, you can purchase strapping directly from physio rehab. The physio rehab team will be housed in the Touch New Zealand gazebo on site. The Touch New Zealand Fit 360 warm-up and activation area will also be available to teams during the course of the 3 days. On-field injury management. Should a player become injured on the field of play, the manager is to assess the injury status. Should it be deemed required, the manager is to flag down an event staff member for injury assistance. If a player can be removed safely off the field of play, then please do so. If not, please indicate this to the event staff and they will communicate through to St John's, who will attend the field of play for assessment. Please note There is no injury time in the game. As such, the game will start and conclude on the hooter. There is no extra time. Injury support items. Player safety is paramount. As such, the noted support items are not approved for usage during the course of the tournament. Braces, splints and casts. Players are, however, able to use strapping tape, K-tape, rigid tape, tubey grip and soft support items with pre-approval from the tournament manager. Touch New Zealand have a risk management plan in place for the event. This covers player safety, spectator safety, coach and manager safety, and vendor safety. The risk management plan covers power on site, medical support services, approved shelter areas for gazebo and marquee sites, an extreme weather condition policy and process, water safety, food vendor handling processes and certification, a minimum 2-game break between rounds for teams, on-site and off-road parking, and an evacuation procedure. Venue traffic management. There are a number of main car parks on site. These are accessible via Thebes and Devon Street. Please ensure you follow the instructions of the traffic management staff on site. We ask that you do not park on any yellow lines or block other cars in. At the venue, ticketing will occur along with tow trucks. There's also parking on Devon Street, opposite the cricket nets. Once again, we ask that you please do not block other cars in and be mindful that teams are required to go and come during the day. A pedestrian crossing has been set up to ensure the ease of movement between Rayboard Reserve, Westbrook and the finals field. Please ensure that you use the pedestrian crossing set up at all times. Venue access. Please note that there are gates on site to the venue. Access for all vehicles will be as follows. Friday 7 a.m, Saturday 7 a.m and Sunday 6:30 a.m. The gates will be closed and locked at 7 p.m. each night. Once again, pedestrian movement is set up to ensure of movement safety. Vehicles are not approved to drive on the playing grounds at any time during the course of the playing days. No spectators are to be standing on the finals field surface. All spectators must be in the grandstand. Please advise all your teams of this information. Also, spectators must be behind all roped areas to ensure the safety of our players and our officials. This event is alcohol and smoke free. Please ensure that you advise your teams and your supporters. Touch New Zealand are pleased to have the UFI program once again on site for our tournament. Our aim is to have a sideline behaviour that is acceptable to both teams, spectators and officials alike. We encourage positive, supportive behaviour from all those involved in our sport. However, from time to time, our sideline behaviour is not acceptable. As such, the following protocol and steps are in place. So, sideline behaviour be deemed inappropriate, Touch New Zealand UFI or event staff will approach the person in question. Touch New Zealand will then contact the provincial tour manager and request that they come to the field of play should the behaviour continue. The Touch New Zealand tournament manager and or event staff and the provincial tour manager will address the party. Should the behaviour continue, then the person may be removed from the park. In extreme circumstances, if the behaviour continues into the next game, then the team the person is associated with may be defaulted from the tournament. Please note, this is not a step that Touch New Zealand wish to pursue, and we do ask for your support with sideline behaviour. Tournament-specific information. I refer you to the manager's pack for the below items: the conditions of entry, provincial uniform, player eligibility, coaching positions, protests and appeals, final showcase, and medal presentations. Scorecards and disputes. From time to time at the conclusion of a game, team managers or captains do not agree with the score that is on the scorecard. If at the conclusion of a game you check the score with the referee and the score is correct, please ensure you sign the card. Should you deem the score incorrect, then please do not sign the card and come to tournament control and lodge a protest at HQ within 15 minutes of the game concluding. Once you lodge a protest, Touch New Zealand will investigate by contacting the on-field referees and the opposition. Our aim is to ensure that the scorecard dispute is resolved quickly and efficiently. As part of our scorecard management system, the following scorecard will be utilised. For each touchdown scored, the number of the player who scores the touchdown will be noted. The half-time score and full-time score will also be noted. We encourage team managers to approach the referees at half-time to check on the half-time score. For all excess players, the process is as follows. Up to 16 players can be registered on a team registration form. However, only 14 can play in any one given game. Prior to the match commencing, team managers are to advise the referee official of the stand-down player numbers for recording on the scorecard. Stand-down players must wear training uniforms in the sub-box during the game. The Interchange sub-box area. Only those players and team officials registered on the team registration form are authorised to be in the sub-box. Please note that shoes must be worn in the sub-box at all time by all parties. Interchanges are to occur within the sub-box area. Players and team officials are to remain in the sub-box boundaries. Equipment. Only approved equipment is allowed in the sub-box, i.e. medical kit, water bottles, water containers. Please note, umbrellas, gazebos, seats, tables, pushchairs and prams are not allowed in the sub-box as they are a health and safety risk. For all semis and finals, the drop-off rule will apply. At the end of the game, should two teams be on equal points, the team who won the toss taps off and commences the drop-off. The drop-off starts immediately without delay. Teams start the drop-off with 5 players on the field of play. Should a knockdown occur during the drop-off, the referee will deem if a touch count will restart. Right of reply. Before a result can be declared in extra time, both teams must have had possession. The drop-off will be managed by the hooter system. A 2-minute interval siren will occur to indicate that a player is to drop off until you reach the minimum of 3 players on the field. The Touch New Zealand Playing Rules 8 edition, rule number 4 to 8, outlines the drop-off procedure should you require any further clarification. Grand Finals information. Our under-21s and Opens Grand Finals will be played on the finals field in the stadium. Teams are to meet in the tunnel area 10 minutes prior to the game. Captains are to complete the coin toss, and then teams are to line up for entrance onto the field of play. Teams are to enter the field of play led by their captain and followed by their vice-captain. Players are then to follow in number order. Players are asked to move out onto the 10-metre line, face the opposing team as names are called. The teams will be asked to move forward, shake hands and go to their sub-box in preparation for the hooter. Medal presentation. Teams that win grades and are runners-up in grades will receive medals. Each team will be awarded 19 medals in total. All presentations will take place on the finals field. The order of presentation and time of presentation will follow in a separate communication. Teams, as they receive their medals, will be asked to move over to the Touch New Zealand signage to have an official team photo. Site information. Toilets on site. For fields 1 through to 6, public toilet blocks, both female and male, are accessible off the end of field 3 in the stadium area. There will be a toilet trailer on Rayboard Reserve servicing fields 10 to 14. A public toilet block is also available on Rayboard Reserve. Portaloos will also be available on fields 7 to 9 for usage, as well as on the end of field 6. Please note, drone usage at this park requires pre-approval. It is a finable offence for the usage of an unauthorised drone at this venue. Marquees. Only approved team marquees and gazebos are allowed to be set up on site. Teams will be required to submit their names and team details into Touch New Zealand via their provinces for site allocation. Setup is only in approved areas in conjunction with the ground managers. Teams are allocated a 6x6 site for their marquees or gazebos. We have 2 food vendor villages on site, one beside Westbrook Fields 3 to 6 and one on Rayboard Reserve, Fields 10 to 14. Tournament HQ will be situated at the end of Field 6 on Westbrook Park in a marquee. There will be water horses on site on Rayboard Reserve and in the stadium. Water on site is drinkable. Security. Please note that you're responsible for any items your team brings on site. Please ensure you do not leave any valuables in the marquee area during the game or overnight. Parking is available on site and around the venue. Please follow the directions of the traffic management team. Access is via Devon Street and Thebes Street entrances. For referee queries during a game. At half-time only, the team captain or coach can approach the referees for a ruling clarification. As part of the health and safety plan or hazard identification issues, please note these to tournament control. Attached is the field map for the venue. There are 5 playing sites in total. These are indicated with the playing field numbers on them. Parking is indicated in red, and food vendors are indicated in yellow. There are a number of marquee gazebo villages that will be set up on site as teams arrive. Marquees and gazebos are able to be set up from 2 p.m. on Thursday afternoon until 7 p.m. Thursday night. Alternatively, if you are unable to be on site, then you can set up on Saturday morning from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Please ensure that you do see our ground manager Guy Barton, or alternatively Dion Griffiths, and they will indicate an approved site for your setup. Requirements and further information. Paperwork requirements for the tournament. Final team registration forms with players' playing numbers, and all team officials either must be handed in at tournament control by 7 p.m. Thursday the 28th or emailed to Touch New Zealand Tournament Manager Pam at touchnz.co.nz by 7 p.m. Thursday the 28th of February. Please note the amendment to Rule 22, playing in surrounding environment. At their sole discretion, the match referees, referee, support official, Touch New Zealand referee coaches or Touch New Zealand tournament officials have the right, in exceptional circumstances, to instruct any person to immediately leave the park and or surrounding playing area should the conduct of the individual considered to be threatening, abusive, or bring the game into disrepute. This provision also applies to the conduct of team officials. If a person and or team official refuses to comply with the instructions of the match referees, referee support official, Touch New Zealand referee coaches, or Touch New Zealand tournament officials, then the match will be stopped until the instruction is complied with. Please ensure that you have read the Touch New Zealand eligibility policy and checked all your players are eligible. The policy is available on the Touch New Zealand website. Rubbish management. Rubbish bins will be on site for general rubbish waste. Teams are to collect rubbish bags from Tournament HQ and utilise in the team marquee areas. We ask that teams either 1. Take the rubbish to the bins on site, and if full, remove this off-site. We ask teams to have a zero waste footprint in marquee sites and around the playing fields. Out of bounds areas. There are a number of out of bounds areas on site. The cricket wickets, the cricket nets, the referee HQ, parking on playing areas, the stadium main field for any spectators, and the stadium tunnels. Please ensure that you follow all instructions and remain off the out of bounds areas. Please note that there is no warming up on marked fields. There is significant warm-up areas around the fields, and we ask that you use this. This will ensure that the marked lines will stay intact. Please note that fields will be roped. As such, we ask everyone to stand behind the roped areas for player and referee official safety. The opening ceremony will be at 7:50 a.m. on Friday morning. This will take place on the stadium finals field. We ask all teams to assemble at the northern end of the stadium field at 7:45. All game times are 20-minute halves with a 3-minute half time. Teams will be sent AFI promises via your provinces. These must be completed and returned to Muni Collins at cpm@touchnz.co.nz. Please note that all drafts and transfers have closed. Any late lodgements will need to be taken under guidance from the releasing province. Please note, in regards to compression garments, Compression garments can only be worn with dispensation approval from the tournament manager. Dispensation requests must be lodged by the 21st of February and be supported by a medical certificate. Touch New Zealand Health and Safety Plan. Please note that no equipment can be brought onto the site that requires gas, petrol, or power access. These items are a significant risk hazard to the site and to the running of the event. Rotorua Stadium is offering recovery pools and bins for usage. The stadium is providing 10 bins in the stadium changing room for teams to use. Ice will be sold at $3 per bag. A recovery pre-booking order form will be emailed to provinces. Only teams that pre-order recovery sessions will be provided for. Thank you for participating in the tournament briefing. We wish all teams good luck and we look forward to seeing you on Friday, the 1st of March.